Mrs. Aruna Balachandran, Research Scholar and Teaching Fellow, Department of English, College of Engineering, Anna University, Chennai. She has 6 years of experience in teaching. She did MA MPhil in English Literature.
Welcome to UGC lecture series. Today's topic would be on speech versus writing. So, the content for today's topic would be the skills, the definition and the different types of skills in language. Then what are micro and macro skills? LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, writing, the 4 major skills. Next, what is the features of speech, features of writing, the differences between speech and writing, the influence of technology on speech and writing, the overall summary and possible questions. So, now if you see, what is the purpose of all language? The main purpose of all language is to communicate. So, here to communicate you have an input and an output. So, you see here I have a small write up here, I speak to you. So, when you say I speak to you, the output is my thoughts go out of my head. So, whatever I think, it goes out of my head. Next, if you see, you listen to me. So, when you listen to me, there is a input, that is my thoughts go into your head. So, what I am speaking is going into your head. Next, you write to me. So, here again there is a output. The reason is your thoughts go out of your mind. Your thoughts go out of your mind. Okay. Next is I read your words. So, here again if you see, the input is your thoughts go into my head. So, here if you see in all these 4 sentences, there is 2 output and 2 input. So, this input is referred to as the reception and here output is production. So, from these 4 sentences, you know which is reception and which is production. So, reception is you listen to me and I read your words. Both these are the reception. The production of language is I speak to you and you write to me, where language is produced. In the first sentence, it is spoken. In the third sentence, it is written. So, language is produced. Next, coming to the 4 major language skills. All the 4 major language skills, they are related to each other. So, the direction of communication, whether it is inward or out. Next, the method of communication, whether it is spoken or written. So, now if you see in this picture, which is from English Club, you have the spoken form and the written form. So, in the spoken form, the input is listening, the output is speaking, and then in the written form, the input is reading, whereas the output is writing. So, when you look at this diagram, when you look at this picture, you can have a clear cut view about what is language and what are the different forms and what are the different types of communication. In language, as I said, there are 4 major skills. Out of the 4 major skills, 2 are input and 2 are output. So, listening and reading are the 2 input skills. Speaking and writing are the 2 output skills. 2 skills they are used for speaking, which is it? Listening and speaking. Then 2 skills are used for writing. One is reading, another one is writing. So, spoken, speaking is done through mouth, which is input. Listening, it is an output, and it is done by the ear. Writing. Writing is done by hand, it is an input. Reading is again, it is done by the eye, which is an output. Skill. We need to know what is the difference between a skill, the learned ability to carry out a task, that is known as a skill. In other words, it is the ability that one possesses. So, when you talk about skills, there are two types. One is the macro skills and then the micro skills. Macro skill means the language skills that we discussed, LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, writing. So, they all are not acquired in the same way. Like speaking and listening, they are learned naturally, they are not taught. But whereas the reading and writing skill, they are specifically taught. Then coming to the micro skills are the grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. All these are known as the micro skills. Coming to features of speaking. So, we know that oral communication is spoken. So, speaking is the process of communication where the message is transmitted through the sender and received through the word of mouth. And here the most important is the oral style, whether it is announcing, signaling and recapping. The most important part of it is the oral style of speaking. Next, the use of body language. All these are the features of speaking. Then, while speaking, an individual, he gets an opportunity to explain himself or herself. Then, there is an assurance that the receiver is listening. That is, you need to ensure whether the receiver is listening to what you speak by asking questions or probing questions at him. The other characteristic features about speaking are clarity. Language should be spoken in a manner where it is easily understandable, it is easily comprehensible. Next, it should be pre-planned. The subject matter, whatever you are going to speak, it has to be pre-planned so that it will reach the receiver in a correct way. Concise, short and informative. The speech that you are giving it should be very short, it should be informative, it should be in a concise way. Attractive. It has to be very attractive, only then we will have listeners. Realistic. It has to be relevant to the subject matter. You cannot go off track apart from whatever you have to say. If you have something to say about a subject matter, make sure you speak only topics which are relevant to the subject. Free from error so that the meaning is conveyed properly. If there is an error in speaking, the meaning entirely changes, or the meaning that is conveyed or the meaning that is received from the receiver is actually a wrong message. Next, there should be a consideration for the receiver, the pace, choice of vocabulary. So, keeping in mind the receiver, the audience, you need to slow down your pace and the choice of vocabulary should also be looked into. For example, if you are talking to kids, if you are talking to some small children, you should choose your vocabulary very clearly. Make sure you choose words which are not high sounding or which are not jargons. Next, maintaining neutrality, that is the receiver and sender's point of view. So, you need to maintain a neutrality, you need to maintain a balance between the receiver and the sender of the message. Next, provide immediate response. So, when you are speaking, an immediate response is given back to you. Next, some of the unique features of speaking is intonation, loudness, rhythm. Intonation is the high and low pitch. Loudness, how loud you are or the softness of your voice. Next, It is made up of word clusters. We have a lot of idioms and phrases which we can use when you are speaking. So, made up of a lot of word clusters. There is no discrete punctuations. Unlike writing, in speaking there is no punctuations. All you have is pause. Make sure you don't run with the topic that you are talking on. Make sure you give the correct pause so that the meaning is conveyed correctly. Interruptions are allowed at any time. So, while you are speaking, there can be interruptions either at the end of the speech or during the course of the speech. Now, coming to the next, the features of writing. So, whenever we think about writing, I think this is one quote which suits correctly. What is written without effort is read without pleasure. So, that was said by Samuel Johnson. So, what is writing? Even before anything at all, writing is important. So, it is a method of recording or communication ideas by means of a system of visual marks. So, when you talk about speaking and writing, writing becomes the harder part, whereas speaking, it becomes the easier, because writing is the representation of speaking, and here in writing you don't have any non-verbal cues unlike speaking, and there is only one chance to make a point. So, when you read this, in speaking, if you have made an error, you can actually re-speak the same topic or redo the same topic. But whereas in writing, you have only one chance to make clear your point. Take for example, writing an examination. Examinations, you cannot rewrite your examinations, you cannot rewrite an answer again. But whereas if you have not done your presentation properly, you can actually do a presentation again. And this process of writing, it involves in 3 steps: pre-writing, writing, editing. So, here all of us would go with pre-writing and writing. We would miss out on editing. We would never do the proofreading at the end. So, the unique features of writing are the lines, capitalization, spatial organization, punctuations. I have previously said in speaking, punctuations don't matter a lot, these lines don't matter, capitalization, spatial organization, all these things don't matter in speaking. But whereas it is of very important, because in writing all these things take place or these things have an upper hand. The component parts of writing are letters, words, sentences, paragraphs, and in writing it is made up of discrete symbols like letters and words, and there is more constrained by rules and regulations. If you see, speaking is an informal, you can speak in an informal way, but whereas in writing everything has to be followed by rules and regulations. It is more formal when compared to speaking. There is less variations. In speaking, you have a lot of variations. You can speak with a mother tongue influence and all. But whereas in writing, you cannot have that influence, you cannot have that variations in writing. Unbroken monologue with punctuations. With just a change in the punctuation marks, the entire meaning of a passage or the entire meaning of a sentence can change. So, make sure in writing, more than anything else, punctuations are the most important one. Next, if you see what are the things that include under writing is the alphabets. It can be from capital A to capital Z, the different font styles. Next, the spelling rules, whether it is the British or the American style. Next, the abbreviations, the shortenings, the initialism, acronyms. We need to know what is the difference between initialism, acronyms, abbreviations. Abbreviations are the shortened terms. Acronyms are words which can be read as a normal word. Like for example, laser, scuba, all these are known as acronyms. Punctuations, they are symbols which are used to separate a sentence and part of a sentence. The main reason for using punctuations is to make the meaning clear. Next is typing, the transfer of information from book to screen. So, it can either be from the book to screen or from book to book. Plagiarism is one area where all of us as students, we need to know it is an illegal form of copying. So, whatever notes we have taken, we need to substantiate it with the reference material. Writing prompts. So, when you have certain writing prompts, it is much easier for us to write a good paragraph or an essay. Sentence variety. So, avoid boredom here. The main reason is there is a variety of sentences that you need to use while writing, whereas in speaking you can have just one variety of sentence. And next, peer editing. Editing is a very important feature of writing. As I said, there are three stages, three processes of writing: pre-writing, writing and editing. Whereas peer editing is one aspect where all of us lack. Once you have finished writing a material, make sure you give it to your friends to edit it, proofread it, and only then you will know whether you have written it correctly, whether you have had your punctuations correct, your spatial arrangements, your lines, all these are correct or not. The Russian psychologist Vygotsky in 1962, he described many of the differences between writing and speech. So, here writing is addressed to an absent or imaginary person or to no one in particular, but whereas a situation new and strange to the child. In conversation, every sentence is prompted by a motive, whereas if you see, writing is addressed to an absent or imaginary person, but whereas in conversation, every sentence is prompted by a motive. There is a desire or need which leads to the request, the question to answer, bewilderment to explanation. This changing motives of the interlocutors determine at every moment the turn oral speech will take. It does not have to be consciously directed. The dynamic situation takes care of that. The motives for writing are more abstract, more intellectualized, further removed from immediate needs. In the written language, we are obliged to create the situation, to represent it to ourselves. This demands the detachment for the actual situation. So, if you read this entire quote, you can clearly see what he is mentioned about the differences between writing and speech. So, here we have about the differences between speaking and writing. So, speaking, when you talk about speaking, it is the second skill, LSRW. So, S stands for speaking, it is the second skill, whereas writing, it is the fourth skill. The medium in speaking is air, which is a natural medium, whereas in writing, it is the black and white paper. Here, in speaking, it is facilitated by non-verbal cues, like I said, gestures, body language, facial expressions, whereas in writing, it lacks non-verbal cues. In speaking, there is presence of intonation. So, you like burgers. So, that is one way. You can either say you like burgers in a rising tone or you like burgers in a falling tone. So, there is a difference in intonation there. Here, intonation is missing. You simply write, do you like burgers? The person who is reading this will not know in what intonation you have written. The intonation is completely missing in writing. Next, in writing, miscommunication happens due to lack of pauses and intonation. Many a times miscommunication happens, and then the absence of punctuation leaves a very different meaning. Now, read this Example here, Grandpa said Grandma snows a lot. This is the first sentence, whereas the second, Grandpa said Grandma snows a lot. There is a lot of difference between these two sentences. Just because the punctuation has been missed out in the second sentence, the entire meaning of the sentence has been changed. Now here, in speaking, the words are compressed, contracted and reduced. Example like, I'd better go. But whereas in writing, the contractions or the compression of words is considered as a serious error. You have to write it in a formal way like, I had better go. So, speaking is entirely different from writing. Next, speaking. Both listener and speaker are present at the same place and at the same time. Whereas here, it takes a longer time. They both can be in different places. They need not be at the same place and they need not be at the same time also. In speaking, the listener responds either verbally or non-verbally. In writing, there is no response at all. In speaking, the listener, he has a continuous influence over the speaker, and in writing, there is no influence at all because he is not present. Speaking is more personal, whereas writing becomes less personal, and speaking highly subjective. This is objective. Writing is highly objective. Speaking, you can actually retractable, that is, you can apologize, you can ask for clarification, whereas writing is non-retractable. Speaking is of less cost, writing is of higher cost. And feedback, when it comes to feedback, speaking gets immediate feedback, whereas writing, the feedback is not immediate. Speaking is highly flexible, whereas writing is very rigid and it is not flexible, inflexible. Speaking, it less time consuming. Time is more consumed during writing. And when you come to reliability, speaking is not reliable, whereas writing is highly reliable. Like for example, laws, in the judicial system and all, the written form is more reliable. Speaking, effective communication happens there in speaking, but whereas when you come to writing, there is no effective communication. You don't know what the other person has actually received and how he has decoded the message. Here in speaking, you have a direct relationship establishment, whereas in writing, indirect relationship. The very first beginning itself I said speaking is more informal, whereas writing is formal. Speaking, it is affected by emotions, writing is seldom affected by emotions. And in speaking, you learn to speak at a very young age. But writing, it is the process of learning which takes a long time. We need to understand that even till today, we try writing, we learn how to write proper sentences. Next, in speaking, there are hesitations, whereas in writing, it lacks hesitations. Full of repetitions are in speaking. Generally, we need to avoid repetitions in writing. When it comes to grammatical errors, speaking contains a lot of grammatical errors, and because it is informal and it is not taken much as a crime. But whereas in writing, it has to be grammatically accurate, because if you make any small errors, it is considered as a big mistake. Acquiring is an unconscious act, whereas writing is a conscious act. And here in speaking, the speaker has full control of the audience, whereas the control over the audience is absent entirely in writing. The basic unit here is the tone group, where that is the tone, in what tone you are speaking, whereas in writing the basic unit is the sentence. Here interactive and direct. Speaking, there is a lot of interaction, there is a direct relationship, whereas in writing it is non-interactive and it is indirect. Informal vocabulary can be used like slangs, jargons, all these can be used, short forms, all these can be used while in speaking, whereas in writing only formal vocabulary has to be used. Speaking is less structured, whereas writing is highly structured. The use of pause and intonation is present in speaking, whereas in writing the use of punctuations does the role. Here the speaker pronounces, whereas the writer reads. And in speaking you use simple sentences, here complex sentences are used. Speaking is more time bound, transient and dynamic, whereas writing is space bound, static and permanent. And here in speaking it provides you with auditory information, whereas in writing it provides visual information. Now we come to the influence of technology. In today's technological world, you have technology intruding in everything, and now it has come intruding even into the skills. So the modern inventions, they are going to bridge the divisions between the speaking and writing skills, because through emails the written has become less formal. As I said previously, writing skill is something which is very formal, but today we have emails where writing is done in a less formal way. The telephone, conversations between two people were not in the same place. The beginning itself I said conversation, interaction happens between two people when they are at the same place. But now due to the technological influence, we have the telephone where you have the conversation between two people, but both of them are not in the same place. Coming to the summary, we have seen about what is language, what it means, what speech means, that is the spoken language, it is spoken and heard. What writing means, the written language, it is written and read. Next, what is speaking? Sharing of ideas, communication of thoughts, exchanging of information, give orders, persuading others. What is writing? So it is either writing through emails, texts, letters, magazines, newspapers. So all these things come under the written form. Then both have different levels of planning and improvement. Speaking has a different level, writing has a different level. Read this, writer knows only 10% of what he has written is read by the reader, but the speaker is confident that 20% of his talks are remembered. So it doesn't mean that one is better than the other. The only thing that depends mainly is the message and the purpose. So depending upon the message and purpose, there is a switch between the formal and informal communication. So these are the possible questions that could come. So analyze the difference between speaking and writing. Why is improving a communication skill important? What is more important? So what are the oral communications? How does it become more effective? Under what circumstances? Thank you.